And I want you to sit comfortably. I don't want you to cross your legs or anything, and I want you just to close your eyes for a moment. I don't want this to be an intellectual lecture that even inspires you or is just in the level of the head. I want these concepts to be able to penetrate to your heart. So I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to just ask yourself, ask your soul, what is it that today in your life you desire? What do you desire? Does it have to do with something in your relationship? Does it have to do with a relationship? Does it have to do with something financial? Is it something health related? Is it just happiness? I want you to really ask, and if you feel that there are forces that are distracting you, it's because if you can look inside and ask, it will be very powerful for you. That's why the forces are distracting you. I want you to be clear about one or two things that come to you that you desire. That you desire. I want you to think, I want you to visualize it, I want you to see it, I want you to feel it in your life. And it's important because whatever you learn tonight will be secrets related to how you receive that desire. Because according to the vessel is how the light can be revealed. And I want you to open your eyes. And there are many reasons why we don't have that kind of fulfillment that you were thinking about. A lot of it has to do with belief systems that we've created in this life. A lot of it has to do with tikkun, layers of negativity and garbage that we've brought from past lives that surround our soul and make it so that the light of the Creator, which represents all these types of fulfillment, don't come in. Whatever the reason is, we want to get clarity tonight about what we can do to pierce the veil of negativity to allow more fulfillment in. So what I want you to do, you may not like workshops, but just so we can create some energy and you can feel involved, I want you to share, the person sitting next to you, one or two things that you thought about that you desire. And make it real. Like really share if it's something painful that if it's some kind of pain that you have and you desire to rid yourself of this pain, just share. Share with an open heart with the person sitting next to you one or two things that you desire. Okay? I'll give you a minute to do that. Please. Okay, I'm going to speak without the microphone. It'll be easier for me to move around. So, there's a rule that if you desire something, it means that it exists, causing you to desire it. If you want something, it's because the Creator wants you to have it. The problem is the disconnect between us and the Creator. And Kabbalah is very simple. It explains the system of how to live life. A system. It's not random, it's not what I feel. You know, people make decisions on what they feel or what they think is right, or maybe even what Torah taught them. Life has a system of rules that applies to every soul in this world, regardless of religion, regardless of anything else. The same way gravity applies to all of us, so do these spiritual laws. And when a person lives by these spiritual laws, they become one with the Creator. That means that if I desire something, it is because the Creator has created it already in existence for me to receive it. So if there's some kind of love or success or breakthrough or certainty, a person could have even just said, I want certainty. I want to stop having anxiety and fears. I want to stop being worried. Raise your hand if you, even 5 minutes in a day, worry. Raise your hand. Let me just understand. So the fact that a person worries, it means they're disconnected from the light of the Creator, because the Creator doesn't worry. The Creator has certainty. Why does the Creator have certainty? Because the Creator sees the past and the future in the moment. Because in the realm of the Creator, there's no time. We live by time because we have our own world of correction that we need to do. When a person corrects himself, which we're going to speak about in a moment, when a person transforms him or herself, he leaves that realm of time, of past, of future, of I don't know, of what's going to happen, of being blind, and he enters the reality of the light of the Creator. And the light of the Creator sees everything. Sees the past, sees the future in one moment. And that's what certainty is. We all want certainty. It's not the physical things that we want in life, obviously, because we've learned this before, we've seen other people. It's the energy that we want. We want to feel happy. It's why people do drugs. It's why people escape looking for energy. It's why people go on vacations all the time, because they want energy. But what people are mostly doing in this world is they're chasing the colors of the light of the Creator. So if this is the Creator's energy, which is like a white light, when it refracts through this prism, you have all the different types of colors that exist in God. Love is in God. Clarity is in God. Security, health, all of these things exist in the light. Kabbalah teaches us, instead of chasing the colors, you chase the light. And it sounds great, and everyone's like, yes, I want to chase the light. But when a person wakes up in the morning, and as soon as you walk out these doors, no one's thinking about the light. No one's thinking about the light when their kid does something that brings them pain. No one's thinking about the light when your boyfriend's cheating on you. Nobody's thinking about the light when you're single and you feel like you need to get married and it's not. No one's thinking about the light when the practical challenges come. When stuff is happening in your life that's frustrating you, no one's thinking, I want the light. They're thinking, how can I fix the problem? And that's the mistake. Because if we came to this world simply to find ways to connect with the light of the Creator. So raise your hand if you want to know how to connect to the light of the Creator. Everybody here wants to know how to connect to the light of the Creator? All right. So it's very simple. This is the thing. People make it so complicated. Life is so complicated. I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to figure this out. You don't have to figure anything out. There's one thing that we all have to do. We have to act like the light. What do we have to act like?
Light.
There you go. Just making sure you're paying attention. Act like the light. So all you have to do. So what's the next question? If I have to act like the light, what's the next question that logically comes into your mind?
How is the light?
What is the characteristic of the light? So tell me. It's step by step. Okay. For me to get the light, which will bring me these things, right? If I want a relationship, or I want to feel good in my relationship, because, a soulmate is not a person, right? Kabbalah teaches a soulmate is not a person. I want my soulmate. It's not a person. You could be married now for 20 years and feel like, oh, it's nice. It's a nice relationship. And some people, obviously, people like this who feel they're not married to their soulmate. So what does that mean? You study Kabbalah now, and you connect with the light, and then you get divorced, and you meet someone new that's your soulmate? So the Kabbalists explain, you could be married to not your soulmate, but if you connect with the light of the Creator and you do your spiritual work, you can bring the soul of your soulmate into the person you're with. So it's like the soul switches. The person stays the same, but the soul switches. Because when you change and transform and connect to the light, your whole reality changes. The people change around you. Your friends change. Your financial situation changes. Your health changes. Everything changes. We all have to go through a process. But if I connect with that energy, everything changes. So how do I connect with this energy? Very simple. I have to act like that energy. We're taking all the mystical Kabbalah, we're making it practical concept of acting like light. Okay, do I have a marker here? I have a marker here. Black marker. Write it on the board. Oh, it's back there. Here it is. Here it is. Concept number 1. The Creator, just tell me what you think intuitively. The Creator is the cause or the effect? I'll say it again. Cause or effect? Cause?
Neither.
Proactive or reactive? What do you think? Just what do you feel? So you said the Creator is the cause, and the Creator is proactive. Some of you may say, oh, I know this concept. I know what he's going to say. What if you just said that? That's also your opponent that's blocking the light of the Creator. That's also the Satan. That's also the negativity. You have to remove all of that. You have to remove all of what we think or what we feel. Let your guard down. The Creator is the cause and he's proactive. What is the Creator not? The Creator is not the effect. And the Creator is not what?
Reactive.
Very good. Very good. Creator is not reactive. What is the definition of reactive behavior? All right, so let's get to that slide. Reactive behavior, can you all see that? I'll say it, I'll read it out loud. Any thought or action, right? A thought or an action, or you say something, or you do something, which comes from lack or fear in order to connect to instant gratification. That is the definition of reactive behavior. And that means that every time I'm reactive, I disconnect from the light. I get away from miracles. I get away from certainty. So in fact, why am I worried all the time? Why am I anxious? Because I'm reactive. It's connected. When a challenge occurs, what do? That's your only test in life. That's your only choice in life, by the way. What you do when you feel pain. You don't make any other choice. You didn't make a choice of who you married. You're not making a choice of even who you're dating. You're not making a choice of the food you're eating. We think we're making a choice. We're not making. All of those things are predetermined. What's not predetermined? When a challenge occurs, how you act. That's not predetermined. Whether you act like the cause or the effect, that's not determined yet. Whether you act proactively or reactively, that's not determined yet. That's where your free will is. So let's start from the beginning. The light, I just wrote the light, wants to come into all of our lives. True or false? True. Very good. The light, why can't the light just come for free? We're advanced Kabbalah students. Why couldn't God create all of us with our fulfillment? And that was it. It's very nice. I'm born in love. I'm born with my purpose, clarity, certainty. I'm born with all of it.
You'd be bored.
Why can't we just... And the Creator also makes sure I'm not bored. Also, put fun in also. It's the Creator. It can do everything.
There'd be no challenge.
Because the goal is to get there.
The goal is to get there, appreciate it, be boring. What else? Anything else? Huh?
Bread of shame.
Okay, so the bread of shame concept, right?
Yeah.
So the vessel, when we don't feel like we've earned something, we don't feel it. So it's like in everything in life, when I create it, I own it, I feel it's mine. It's like you created that child. You don't want to take care of someone else's child, right? Because someone else says, can you take care of my child? It's not my child. Okay? You don't feel the same passion of taking care of someone else's child as you do your own child. You don't feel the same joy when someone hands you something than versus you created it. So there's this concept, it's a much deeper class, but everything needs to be earned. So the light says, all right, you need to earn this. You need to earn this energy. You need to act like me to earn it. That's how you earn in this world. When you act like the Creator, you earn the light. That's earning the light of the Creator. So, I need an opportunity. So every time the light wants to be revealed, a challenge that makes you uncomfortable must occur. Now here's what's interesting. How does all that happen? When you wake up in the morning and you say, I want this. Let's make it money. I want $10,000. Whatever. I want something I need right now, I want $10,000. So the light that has $10,000 in it says, okay, you want? I, the creator, want to give you. The energy actually comes. When a person asks for something, the energy comes as soon as you ask for it. So when you thought about what you want, I want something, you actually started to draw that energy already. The energy came. But you don't get to manifest it right away because of this concept. What you did create as soon as you said you wanted something is you started the process of a challenge occurring. It means if you say right now you want something, starting in the next hour, a process will occur that will make you uncomfortable. You follow me? Yes or no? Mm-hmm. Do you like what I just said? Yes or no? We don't like it. We don't like it. But once you know it's happening, then it becomes fun. What kind of a challenge could occur in the next hour? What kind of a challenge could occur throughout the rest of the night? What could happen? What would happen? What do you think could happen to you that's going to make you uncomfortable?
Well, you could have doubts about whether you even need it or not.
Okay, that could be a challenge. Just even doubts. Doubts about whether you even want it or not. Just to confuse you. Yeah?
How to achieve it.
Okay, you should have, again, doubts of even how I'm going to get it. When do problems occur, by the way? When does a challenge occur?
When it's not in
When
your
you're by
life.
yourself, do challenges really occur? When does pain occur? As soon as you introduce one other person into your life. As soon as you meet one other person, then you have problems. Think about it. When you're by yourself.
Quiet and peaceful.
It's peaceful. It's very nice, right? It's very nice. No problems. We all, yeah, okay, I feel lonely. The reason why people feel lonely and they feel, it's like, why does 7 billion people go and connect with people knowing that it's only going to cause them problems? Because obviously they can't manifest their full correction and be like the light by themselves. So there's a force that pushes you to marry someone, and then you marry someone and you just complain about it. Right? So it's like, there's a force that's pushing you, but then you get there and you're like, wait a minute, this is uncomfortable.
That's being Jewish.
The problem with the Jew, it's a whole other story, is the Jew has the biggest desire to receive. So what the Jew says, I want everything. That's why the Jew gets the most challenges. If a Jew just said, you know what, I don't want anything, you have a smooth life. You go home and say, I don't want anything. I, the Jew, want nothing. Huh?
That wouldn't be a Jewish
Exactly.
Iranian.
You would be converted.
Certainly not a Jewish Iranian woman.
So that's a whole other class, right? That's a whole other class.
That's another.
So what are we learning? Be careful what you desire. Even though you can't really restrict you can't stop your desire. We all have certain vessels, capacities that we must manifest. And if you actually run away from it, you're going to feel depressed and unhappy. So you can't run away from your destiny. You want something, then you need to expect the challenge. But when you know the challenge is coming, then it's easy. Easier. You're going to be uncomfortable. Something's going to happen. Something in the car, someone's going to call you, someone's going to send you something, they're going to call you from work and say this happened and that happened with the employee or this or that, or this money didn't come through, or something will happen to awaken your reactive behavior. As soon as you feel fear or lack, you now have a test to earn the light. And by earning the light, by connecting with the light, that's when the miracles occur. And a Kabbalist is a person who's always looking for the opportunity to reveal the light. So I want you to think of one thing right now. I want you to think of someone in your life that is very annoying to you. An uncomfortable person in your life. Okay? Can you think of an uncomfortable person? It can be someone you love, it doesn't have to be just someone that you feel this person challenges you and tests you and brings out your reactive behavior. Unless it's the person sitting next to you, I want you to turn to the person sitting next to you. You don't have to say who the person is. But I want you to share what this person does to you that makes you reactive, and how do you feel? explain the emotions you have. Explain the feelings you have. Explain the hurt you have, whatever it is. Share what this person does. It could be an ex, it could be an ex-wife, an ex-husband, an ex-relationship. Someone that just brings your garbage in your face. Okay? All right? I'll give you a minute to share that real quick.
No, but I'm saying like I think you why don't you get the same consideration it's like oh you want to know more but it's so long
Okay. So before we get into how to transform reactive to proactive, all the people who are in our lives now, all the people we have ever met, all the people from your childhood, from your teenage years, in the last 10 years, all the people you're going to meet in the future, all of these people are already predestined to connect with you. When your soul came to this world, it came with a collective basket of garbage and negativity. Can I use your purse? Oh, I need the bag.
Thanks for volunteering mine.
This is what you all probably learned is the concept of tikkun. Forget about the word tikkun olam. I don't even want to use that word right now. Tikkun is correction. The correction of the human being, of you, of me. My soul needs to be corrected to become like the light, to receive the light. So my soul came to this world with a bag of negativity. You actually come with that stuff. So any fear you have, any insecurity you have, any jealousy, anger, hurt, it's not because someone did something to you when you were young and that's why you feel that way. Your soul came with the bag of negativity you brought from past life. Okay? And the soul says, I'm just animating this to make it practical. The soul comes to the Creator and says, okay, listen, the goal is for me to receive all of you, but I don't want it for free. I want to earn it. So the way I earn it is this bag. I need to transform this bag. Everything that's in this bag, I need to remove. And once I remove this bag, I will be like you, and I will receive all the light, and everything that comes to me, everything that I meant to have, I will receive. But I need a scenario, not this angelic world. I need to come down to the physical world, and I need darkness so that I can become the light. It's a beautiful story. It's a very beautiful way of how life was created. So the Creator says, okay, so here I come with my bag of fears and garbage and negativity and small thinking and limited belief systems and all that stuff right here. All the stuff the Creator does. Does the Creator have, are any of the Creator's attributes in this bag, yes or no?
No.
So this is what separates me from the Creator. This is what's the wall between me and the Creator. This is the curtain between me and the Creator. So the Creator says, well, how do you plan on removing all of this? I said, well, the problem is I don't even know I have it. That's the problem. Because if we all knew what our negativity was, also game over. You understand? So we said to the Creator, I also want you to hide it from me. It's like a game of hide and seek. It's not fun if I turn and it's right and I found it. Oh, there it is. I need to even earn knowing what my negativity is. That's why people aren't in touch with themselves. They don't know what they need to change. You ask people, what do you need to change? No, I can be more patient, maybe. People aren't connected to their negativity. That's the truth, because it's hard to see it. We're very good at seeing other people's negativity. It's like we're prophets. We see everything, A to Z. You have this fear, this issue. I read in a book. I now it all makes sense. Wow, you act like this, and you need to change that. And if you only did it, it's because your mom hurt you. It's unbelievable. We all have a master's in psychology when it comes to seeing other people's tikkun. You don't even need to go to psychology. It's unbelievable. But our tikkun, like when I say. I was on a conference call with somebody today, and they're texting me, I can't stand this guy. All he does is talk about himself. So I'm texting him back. I said, listen, you can't stand it because you always talk about yourself. And then he wrote, wow. He just knows he's upset at this guy. He just kept talking about his background. Like we're trying to get into a meeting here, and he spends the first 40 minutes just talking about how much he accomplished. Like, we don't care. Tell us what's the pitch. He's telling us how much he accomplished, and my friend's getting upset. So he saw that it's in him. So this guy that's talking about himself for 40 minutes, before my friend's soul came to the world, he had this issue of insecurity that he needs to do PR for himself. His tikkun was insecurity. His reactive behavior is he needs to do PR for himself. You understand? Because successful people don't really talk about themselves. So when you're not successful, that you start talking about the 18 different things that you do, did, and will do. Because you're afraid. You're afraid people won't love you, you're afraid people won't give to you, you're afraid you won't get the business, you're afraid, so you talk about yourself. Which is reactive behavior, what the Creator does not do. That's why when people do that, we don't feel the life. We feel we don't feel energy. Alright, so that my friend, he has this bag of insecurity. He said before his soul came to the world, I want to meet a guy on October 18th. Who will show me that I'm insecure. I want this man, John, to actually come and talk about himself for 40 minutes, to make me so upset so that I can see me in him. So all the people we ever have met, will meet, are all predetermined to show us what we need to change about ourselves. This is the worst. People hate hearing this. This is like the most, but it's the practical understanding of life. Now, as soon as I get that, life changes. You break through. You don't even need therapy after that. As soon as you get why someone's in your life, so I want you to think, person who hurt you most in your life. Person who hurt you most in the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Who was this person? Have you already recognized that this person came to show you, to reveal your weakness? Reveal your weakness. We had a relationship seminar yesterday, and the topic was, that night it was about women. The week before it was about the men. So we addressed the women last time. We said a woman's spiritual purpose, one of the tikkun of a woman, is that she feels secure with herself. She knows herself, that she loves herself. It's a tikkun. It's a tikkun because the woman is the vessel, so the vessel always feels like she's lacking and judging herself, so she needs to correct that. She needs to stop judging herself, and she needs to feel secure. Now, if she doesn't feel that love for herself, what will she attract? She'll attract men who devalue, who abuse emotionally, physically, whatever it is. And we'll keep attracting to highlight the weakness, to highlight where the person needs to go. And the minute we blame the other person and say it's their bad, even 5%, even 1%, we have disconnected from the light of the Creator. And all we're doing is delaying our fulfillment. That's it. And all we're doing is delaying the joy of certainty, the joy of happiness, the joy of feeling comfort. The reason why we're uncomfortable is not because we don't have enough money or whatever it is. We're uncomfortable because we haven't accepted the fact that the person who hurt us was there to show us our correction. And we didn't yet take 1,000% responsibility for it and work to become like the light. It's the hardest thing in the world, but the minute you do it, the miracles happen. So you could create a miracle every day. Every day. You're excited to see what it is about you. How many people here don't like when someone... How many people here would not like if somebody wrote an email chain and CC'd, your friends, your colleagues, your employees, your boss, and wrote a mistake that you made in the company or in the business or in life? How many of you would not like to see that?
No
Okay.
one likes it.
None of them. Who wants? Let's say it happens. Let's say it happens. What would you do? Confront? Defend? No, it wasn't me. No, explain. Explain yourself. Send a text on the side to this person. What are you doing? Why? You understand? Or just say, wait a second. Okay. It's very hard. It's very hard, by the way, because you have to rise above the physical world. You have to say, I want to play by a different set of rules. I want to play by the rules of the light, not the rules of this world. The rules of this world is like a boxing match. You punch me, I punch you, and let's see who's stronger. That's this world. I want to live by a new set of rules. I want my life to be about this. Do you know how powerful you would be? If you could live your life by these new spiritual rules, you would be like, people would feel your energy. You would go home and people would be like, what? Who are you? What are you? They would feel your life and they would feel your energy. So what should you do when you get that email? Bless you. When you get that email, what should you do? You should say,
Thank God.
Sorry.
Thank you.
don't even say sorry. Let's see here.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is what you do. This is the secret to life, right here, guys, right here. If you've been in my classes before, you know where this is going. Just pause. Pause is so powerful. What is pause?
Don't say.
What are you pausing?
You don't react.
You don't react.
No. So you don't go crazy.
You pause, taking energy. Because what happens when you see that email? You feel pain. You feel lack and you feel fear. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen to my job? What's going to happen to my reputation? But this was from don't forget. Don't forget. Before you came to the world, you said, please, I need someone to send an email to 40 of the closest people to me, and I need to get upset and reactive, but you know what? I'm going to correct my soul at that moment. At that moment, to reach into the bag, you pause, you hit the pause button, you already corrected a piece of your soul. A piece of negativity leaves your soul. Why? Because you stopped acting like the effect. You stopped acting like the vessel. You decided to act like God. That's all you gotta do is pause. Pause. And say this. So I added that. I added that because you'll remember it. This is a pleasure. What a pleasure that I have the opportunity to correct my soul. You got to be on this level. If you don't want to be on this level, you want to play in the boxing match and just start, ups and downs in life. That's another choice. Do you want to be like God? Do you want to be God? Be like God? Pause. Not pause and suppress. Oh, this is horrible. I'm going to pause because I heard it in the class. Pause. No. Pause. Wow. Yes. like you have to get excited. And in the beginning you fake it because your body's not used to it. But what am I excited about? That I get the opportunity to get closer to the light of the Creator. More light in the bank. Closer to my soulmate. Closer to success. Closer to certainty. People who pause with excitement, not suppression. You get closer to certainty. You get closer to the feeling of like you're on drugs. You get closer to having control in your life. Or do you want everyone to control you? Do you want to be the person that always hopes that everyone will like them? That everyone will respect them? That everything will revolve nicely around them? Do you think you're powerful enough to control 7 billion people to accommodate you, to make you comfortable? All you have to do is act like God. Once you're God, then God doesn't have problems. I just have to act like God. God doesn't have problems. But it's a gradual evolution. You can't do this all in one day. It takes a lifetime to gradually elevate our soul, to receive more light, and more light, and more light. But the reason why the same problems keep coming back is because I didn't learn the lesson the first time. If you're having the same problem come back in any way, it's because you didn't follow the lesson the first time. Pause. Wow. Yes. I don't know why it's happening. No clue yet. This feels horrible. This is bad. Feels bad. My relationships are crumbling right before my eyes. Okay, I got this phone call from a student 7 years ago. You know, she pretended to live a rich lifestyle, beautiful home, 10,000 square foot home, beautiful this, beautiful that. Financially, they were not doing well. Can anybody relate to this? Right? But got to keep the facade. She kept the facade with the friends, with the everything. And then one day, they realized they had to leave the house. The house was being foreclosed, so they tried to hide it. You know, this, that, you know, try to make it look like they're going to a nice, chic apartment, whatever. But then, their home is plastered on the front of Foreclosure magazine. Their home is on the front cover of Foreclosure magazine. She's calling, oh my God! The worst thing in the world is happening. I said, what's the worst thing in the world? They put us on Foreclosure magazine. All my friends, I'm getting phone calls. Everyone sees it's horrible. We're humiliated. It's over. Our life is over. I said, it's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to be there. Nobody. But it's happened. For whatever reason, your soul wanted this to happen. What are you going to do right now? You want to act like God, or do you want to act like the reactive victim and just create more chaos? Told her to pause. What did she want to do? React. Call people. Do something. Pause. Enjoy it. Let it burn. What is it burning? This is what it's burning. When you feel that burning, by not reacting, this is what it's burning away. Let it burn. You are now elevating. Your soul is elevating to become one with the light. And 5 years later, no, 2 years later, they made it all back. They got everything back and then more because they went through the process. A very humiliating process where they had to learn about themselves, about their fears, about their ego, about their need to be better than other people, about the fact that they're living a lie, about the fact that they're trying to take by all the agendas they had. They went into it. It was part of every session that we had. Learn the lesson. While you're poor now, learn the lesson so that the Creator can give you back the wealth, but this time you're with the right consciousness. You've removed the baggage. And that was the process. We all have to go through a similar process like that. We all go through challenges. The question is, are you going to react and then have a moment of instant gratification and then face the challenge again? Or elevate? That's the purpose of our life. That's the purpose of life. So before we continue and take questions and learn one more concept, I want you to share the most powerful concept you've learned for you in your own words with the person sitting next to you. Please. Let's take some questions. Let's take questions. All right, let's take questions. Yeah, I know he had a question earlier. Yeah.
When you were talking about the example that you were on the
Can you stand
conference,
so everybody can hear you?
oh yeah,
When you were talking about the example that you were on the conference call with your friend today, and you sent him a text and said, "This is you on the phone,"
Right.
he may have listened to you because he respects you and he
Right.
understands that you know him well enough,
Correct.
and maybe he's self-actualizing enough to realize, wow, that is me.
Correct.
What do you do if that's not the person, that's not the
Yeah,
relationship?
that's 7 classes all by itself. Proactive confrontation? Yeah, I mean, those are all the rules, right? The rule is the person willing to listen to you? Is the person respect you enough to hear what you have to say? Is the person open enough to want to change? Specifically about that person, I knew that if I said that, he would accept it right away. But 9 out of 10 times, that's not the case. And by the way, our job isn't to self-actualize other people, as it is.
no, self-actualize yourself to say, yeah, that is me in that person. I agree that I am him.
Correct.
I
correct.
never saw it before.
Correct. So I'm saying the whole Kabbalistic teaching around how to even address and help other people with their tikkun is like, 10 classes by itself after this part of it. So, are you asking how to proactively confront? Because you brought up a good point. And you're right. The truth is, what I would say for us right now is we have to pretend like there's no one else in the world besides us and the Creator in the beginning. And the truth is that beginning period is a long time. If we just focused on ourselves, because you know what normally happens, you go home, and then you go to your spouse and say, you know what I learned today? I learned that the reason why you're unhappy is you're not with the light and you're reactive. Which is the first test of the night, by the way. Your first test of the night is not to go home and see someone who's not with the light and realize that they're reactive. It's like, so the test comes so many ways. You understand? So
Well, the other question,
that I had in your other example where you said the person sends an email, chain email to everybody else, and you get it and you let it burn, that there's a real consequence to that. Are you saying be passive and don't address it and don't defend yourself?
no, I'm not saying be passive, for sure not. So we didn't go through the whole formula. The first step is pause, what a pleasure.
Because while I'm connecting with a Hashem, I might also be out of a job. And maybe that's Hashem's bigger picture for me. So Hashem could get me unemployed.
which could be my tikkun.
So I'll finish the process.
Just saying.
Listen, as long as you pause, you're connected. You need to connect to the supernal GPS to know where to go, right? So let's say you're lost, and you're trying to figure out where to go. How are you going to figure it out through all these twisty roads and checking the signs and it's dark? Once you plug into the GPS, then the GPS guides you. But you still have to move the car. You're just listening to the GPS. So when you pause and you're not reactive anymore, you're plugged into the GPS. So step 2 is you ask the Creator for help. So that's now you listening to the GPS. You still have to drive the car. So once you're no longer reactive, then the light guides you to the right people, the right this, the right that. How many times have you written an email back? Let's say you don't know Kabbalah, you're writing an email. To your friend about the email you just sent. Let's say you write like a whole email. And then you remember this class. And you say, wait a minute, I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause and I'm going to get excited about this. And when I'm no longer upset about it, I'm going to ask the Creator for help. And in the beginning I don't hear anything, I don't know what's going on. It's something to practice. You ask. And then you say, you know what, I feel like I need to write an email to my friend and say that I didn't think it was right or whatever. I don't know. Because I don't know what happens after you pause. All I know is once you pause, you're connected. Because I can guarantee you're going to go back to that old email and what are you going to see? Do you want to send that old email?
You mean the same time, reacting the same time? Let ourselves to be relaxed and think correctly.
Once you're excited about the challenge, it means you're no longer reactive. Once you're happy about it. It means you're no longer reactive. That's when you're connected to the light. That's when you now need to deal with the situation. Confront the person. But you won't know what to say or where to go, and the universe won't even help you if you're disconnected. You follow me? Anything you do when you're reactive, you destroy. Even if it's the right thing. There is no right thing. It's the energy. So even if you wrote the same email after you paused and before you paused, it was the same email both cases. One will have light, one will have no light. So that same email, written the same way, will actually cause a miracle to occur after you pause, versus that same email before, when you're reactive, would cause destruction and actually would cause maybe the loss of a job.
So how long do you pause?
However long it takes you to get excited about the challenge and to realize and to see the bigger picture of why it's happening to you. So step 2 is you ask the Creator for help, but step 3 also is that you ask the Creator why. Why is this happening to me? Not in a victim way like, why me? It's, okay, all right, everyone's embarrassing me, I understand. Why? Is it to teach me something? Do I do this to other people? Is there a message I need to get? What about me needs to change? Maybe I'm too attached to what everybody thinks about me. Maybe I'm too attached to this job. Maybe just to question it. That whole process already brings more light in. And we're not going to be perfect at it at the beginning. This takes practice. But if you keep practicing it, the Creator helps you also, because the Creator wants you to be successful. We just have to create the opening. 9 out of 10 times, I don't know what to do after a challenge. But I talk to the Creator. I said, listen, I'm not going to react. I'm going to talk to you instead. I'm going to talk to you. There's an amazing story that one of the Kabbalists give about a father who's sitting around the table with all his children. Okay? He gives food to all of his children. And the older brother goes to the younger brother's plate and grabs the food and starts eating it. And now the younger brother has no food. He gets angry. He gets upset. He looks at his brother. He wants to kill his brother. Instead, he gets it from the table. He walks over to his dad and he says, Father, I just want you to know that my brother took my food. I respect you so much, I don't want to create a scene at the table. So I thought instead I would come to you and ask you for more food and respect your table and not hurt my brother because he's also your son and I know you don't want me to fight and to hurt. So the father says, it's exactly what I'm so happy you did that. Not only will I give you food, I will give you a double portion, and the next time your brother will get no portion.
If the father is not there?
if the father is not there. In this story, the father always will be there. It's a very Persian question.
Thank you.
Would that be considered reactive from the dad, like from the father?
The father is perfect. In this story,
He's
the
not
father,
reactive.
the father is perfect. Don't worry about
Let's
the
leave the father alone.
Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, what about this guy?
Make
What
it
about the
negative.
color table?
Positive story.
We're missing the moral of the story is, like, what kind of food was it? The moral of the story is, pause. What did the son do? He paused. He didn't get upset at the other brother. He went to the father, meaning he didn't get reactive. He actually got excited. He went to the father. He's proud. He was proud. It's like he said, you know what? I know what my father wants. He doesn't want me to take the food, even though it's what I want to do right now. He went to the father and he said, what do you want me to do? You understand? So when we get reactive, that's what we need to do. We need to go to the father and say, okay, I'm not going to react. What do you want me to do? Because I know you want me to receive everything. You don't want me to starve. Does the father want you to starve? If you go to the father and say, you took my food, what is the father going to say? Oh, okay. No. The father's going to say, of course I want you to eat. So and we doubt it. By the way, that question was beautiful because we doubt it. So what if the father's not listening? What if he's not there? What if there is no father? How do I know? All of those questions are the questions of the snake, of the opponent, that his only job is to make sure we don't connect with the light. So of course, the snake has injected his venom into all of us and found out a way that we won't be with the light. Some people in this room don't believe in God. Some people believe in God but don't believe God is good. Some people don't believe God is there and good but don't believe they deserve to have God. Everybody has a different venom inside that makes them not live by the system of the light. But we need to rise above all of that and realize that life is perfect and simple, and if I follow the rules, I will be connected to that GPS which will guide me. And by the way, maybe you need to sue. Maybe you need to do something drastic. Maybe you need to fight back. But never from the reactive place. Story of the samurai, the great samurai that was told to go and assassinate the emperor of another kingdom. So he goes, and he looks for the emperor, and he finds it. He finally gets him there. And he takes out his sword, and he starts fighting with all the guards. One by one, he's beating all the guards, and he comes to the emperor. And the emperor looks at him and spits in his face, right before he's about to get killed. The samurai takes his sword, puts it back in the holster, and he leaves. Doesn't kill him. So when he goes back, and then his master said, "What happened? How come you didn't kill the emperor?" He's like, "Initially, when I went because it was the request of the king to go kill the emperor. I wanted to do in service as the code of the samurai, the desire of the king. But once the emperor spit in my face, it became personal. And I had to come back from my mission." Yeah, you think like, oh, that's a stupid story. But the idea is, even the samurai, when he gets reactive, it changes the game. You have to take a step back. As soon as you get reactive, you got to take a step back. And you're no longer reactive and you're plugged into the GPS, move forward. And as soon as you get reactive, pause. Why am I upset? Because every time you're upset, you're being shown this, and you need to clean it up. You need to clean it up. Other questions? Yes.
At what point do you think that,
Can you stand so everybody can hear you?
at what point you're asking God, why is this happening to me? At what point do you start considering that this might be something from my past life, a judgment that is getting me, rather than a learning lesson?
Every single thing that happens to me is actually also from my past life. So there's nothing that could happen to us today that wasn't carried from past life. So it's always both. It always will teach me something. It always will prepare me for a bigger miracle. And it will also clean the past life.
So what you're saying is, if there was a judgment in my past life,
Yeah.
and it's something is happening to me because of that, there's also a learning lesson in it?
Always. And if there was a judgment from a past life that needs to manifest in this life, you will always be given a test first to clean it out before the judgment occurs. So let's say, God forbid, a car accident is supposed to happen tomorrow, 11 a.m. Before the car accident, someone will come at 10:30 and upset you to give you the opportunity to cleanse the judgment. Now, if somebody upsets you and you say, "Pause, what a pleasure," you You're done. No car accident. But if you get upset, so then the judgment moves forward. Does that make sense? So you never know. Never know. Yes. Any other questions? All right. Yes.
Is the test and the consequent measure for measure? In other words, if somebody upsets you at 10:30 and you're supposed to have the accident at 11, are these two comparable in terms of the event
No,
and the
no.
thing?
Sometimes the Creator is merciful. Sometimes it's just a small test. It's the smallest little thing. Someone needs something from you, needs a little compassion from you. You know, you're tired, you're in a bad mood, your family asks you for something. It can be anything. It can be anything. We don't know. Yes?
I wanted to know the cause is.
Can you stand up?
I wanted to ask the cause is the same restriction that when good things happen to us, we shouldn't hurry and maybe something Satan is behind it. We have to think about it. This is the restriction that even in the good situation we have to do or not.
Yes. Even when things are good, we need to pause. Anything that makes me the effect, I need to pause. Like I come to you and go, I have amazing news. I want to give you this amazing gift, whatever. You're like, yeah. Pause. Even this needs to be. When you hear good news, pause. Enjoy. Pause. 1 second here. You never want to become the effect. In fact, most people become the effect with good news.
And even when something is happening to us that we don't understand, and we think, as you said, that it is related to past life, is it any way that show us, or maybe you are more educated, that we anyway change, you know, because maybe it is very bitter and we want to make it soft and
A true test, you're not supposed to know why it's happening. It's supposed to be confusing, by the way. That's how you know you're really being tested, when you're confused and you have no clue. So the Kabbalah say you do all of this, but you also need to maintain certainty beyond logic. Certainty beyond logic is I have no clue how it's going to work out, but I have certainty beyond logic. A lot of people have certainty with logic, like there's no money, but I see a check coming, so I have certainty. The check is coming, but you see the check coming. That's not certainty. Certainty is I have no clue what's going to happen, and I inject certainty. And it's hard because the body wants to see what's going to happen. When is it going to happen? When is this going to be over? And you keep pushing and say, no, certainty. I have certainty that it's good. I have certainty that it's good, and I'm going to keep acting like the light. Right? This is a bigger class. All the things that the light does, I got to keep doing in tough times and maintain certainty. It's a big order. This is what Kabbalah is. It's learning all the things to do in hard times. We're all the light in good times, by the way. In good times, we're amazing. We're amazing. We're teaching, we're helping, we're sharing, we're happy in good times. And when the test comes, that's when you know who's who. That's when you know what the correction is of the person. All right. I think that's it for tonight. Yes?